Welcome to 24 Holiday Tips for Savvy Homeowners, brought to you by HomeTipsforWomen.com. Join us each day as Tina and her guests bring you a holiday tip to fill your home with more joy and less stress. And now, here's your host, Tina Gleisner.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's exciting holiday tips to help you find ways to spend a little less money and save a little time so that you can enjoy the holidays more. My name is Tina Gleisner, and I'm the founder of Home Tips for Women. And what I've learned is that if you take a little time and plan your holiday activities in advance, you can actually enjoy the entire month of December a lot more. And I do that with 4 Ds. The first D is about delegation. You've got a lot of extra things you want to do. You can delegate a few of them and be happy with how your kids get some of those projects done. You can also do some of your holiday activities together with friends and family so that you're not only getting something done, you're also getting a chance to visit and share memories. The next one is really fun. It's okay, and I give you permission to drop a few things off your list. There's no one that says you have to keep doing everything you've done in the last few years. And if you follow those 3 ideas, you should find that you have more time to delight yourself with a few special activities just for you. And with that, I'd love to welcome Jeanette Chasworth. She's an interior designer, and she is going to be helping us with holiday decorating tips from an expert. Thank you so much, Jeanette, for joining us today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So why don't we get started by, let me ask you to share your favorite holiday activity.
Well, for me, it's not Christmas until I get my house decorated. That's probably not a big surprise, but it is my favorite part of the Christmas season. And I have a special Christmas music box that I put on, and that's when I pull out all my Christmas things, and I put up the tree, and I just transform my house, and that's my favorite part.
Got it. And you're right, that's no surprise at all. Because really, by decorating your house, it really sets the mood for what season it is, especially in California where you don't have any snow.
No, there's no snow here. No, but it does get very Christmassy, and we get cold. I mean, it's not cold compared to what the rest of the country calls cold, but it's cold for us. And, you know, I was just driving down the main street in our city the other day, and, you know, the wreaths are beginning to come out, and all the decorations are beginning to come out. They're getting ready for Black Friday, and it's really kind of, you know, I don't really like it before Thanksgiving, but you can feel the season change. And yes, people are getting excited about Christmas, and it's wonderful.
Uh-huh. Oh, and I have to share with you, my granddaughter, who just turned 3, is near Orlando. And last year we went to Celebration for their snow celebration, and it's white soap suds. It was so funny. It pours out of the tops of lampposts on the street, and they fill this entire street up with suds. It's a riot.
So cool.
And the kids have their boots on in shorts.
There are like some malls that will ship in snow and let the kids play in snow for like a couple days. That's about as long as it lasts. But yeah.
Right. So what tips can you share with our listeners about how to go about decorating their house? Because, you know, some of us, like yourself, have a gift for decorating, and a lot of other people don't. And so tips that you can share that will make it easier for the average listener to decorate and really love the way their house turns out for the holidays.
Well, for me, decorating in general is all about telling a story. So if you can put something together that tells a story, that's what is going to make it a lot easier. So for instance, maybe you have a table where you put your manger scene, and everything on that table has to do with that. Maybe you have a snow scene. A lot of people collect the little houses, and so you can have a table or an area that's just dedicated to that. Personally, my husband sings barbershop, and so on top of the fireplace, I turn that into a little bit of a chorus. So I've got these 4 rolls of paper that have coats on and little hats and everything, and it's very Charles Dickensy. But and then I have a few other pieces that go with that, and so that becomes a place of music for me, and it symbolizes who he is, and there's something that symbolizes who I am there, and this is us for the holidays. My tree, this is another fun thing to do, is my tree, I love autumn stuff. So years ago I found these little leaves that were dipped in, it wasn't quite gold, but anyway, they're beautiful autumn colors. And I said, you know what, I want to do a tree like this. So it started out as a very little tree because these were very expensive ornaments. And every year I add something more to it. And so now it's a big tree. And when I get bored with that, we'll do another theme. And this is another fun way to add to a holiday, too, is maybe you can have another tree in another room that's maybe little, but it can have a whole different theme to it. And if you've got little kids, great way to give them something special in their room, and maybe their stocking goes underneath that tree. And yeah, fun, huh? And that's you can take them out, let them choose the ornaments, and really make that something special for them. And that also grows with them. And when they leave, they've got a Christmas tree with all kinds of memories already.
Oh, wow. I love that. I love that. Because I was actually trying to separate my ornaments this year, between what I would keep and what I would give each of my boys.
There you go.
That's really, yeah. But they all the ornaments. Go ahead.
We actually had somebody give us a Christmas ornaments for our wedding. We got married in April, so it made no sense to us at the time. But then when we got that first tree, we were so excited we had these ornaments. It was the perfect gift.
Wow, that is amazing. Yeah. So they didn't give you a little note explaining.
Well, we figured it out. I mean, it was, but it was, we didn't think, in April you're not thinking about Christmas, but when we got the first tree, it was, we already have ornaments. This is really cool.
Yeah. So I love the idea of, having different themes in different rooms in your house, because then, you start a collection and it grows to where it's something you love, and then what do you do? So now what you've suggested is, okay, then you can enjoy that, but then you can start another collection somewhere else and just add something each year.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea, so that you're not spending way too much money in any given year, because that's a problem we all have with the holidays, is it can get really expensive.
Well, to me, it's all about making a memory. And I remember when I was a little girl, we had this red ball that you hung up over a doorway, and it had a string you pulled. It had a little ornament. It was like an ornament, and you pulled the string, and it played Silent Night. And for me, it wasn't Christmas until that went up. And so I have things like my little banjo-playing bears. It's not Christmas till they come out. They're the first ornament that comes out, and that's what I listen to when I set up my house. And so there's certain things that, as we reach different milestones in our life, Hallmark does this, and it doesn't have to be Hallmark. It can be whatever works for you. Is it a song? Maybe it's the first Christmas that a loved one has passed. Maybe you get a music box or a song that has their favorite Christmas song on it, and that becomes their presents and a way to keep them part of your Christmas. There's somebody new in your life. You can do the same thing. So there's different ways that we can commemorate things, and when you open up that Christmas box, it should be, memories and things that make you feel good and close to the people that they're memories of.
That's very, very nice. Oh, okay. And did you have one more tip you were going to share with us?
I think I kind of included all my three.
Well,
really, it's just
the music with the banjo bears, but I think you were going to talk more about how music is so important and music boxes.
Oh, yes. Well, for me, my world is music and stories, and the stories is, my decorating. And the music box is really important part of my holiday, and making sure that Christmas, one of the things that we always do is we go to a concert or something, and that kind of brings in Christmas spirit. So whatever music makes you feel good, there's so much Christmas music out there. Whether it's Handel's, whether it's classical or, Burl Ives or, whoever is on the radio right now, it doesn't matter. But just infuse music into what you're doing, and it just helps bring in more Christmas spirit.
Right. And it sounded like you've got several different decorating areas where you've got music built right in, like the Banjo Bears and the Barbershop Carolers. So
yeah.
And whatever happened to the red ball that you had to pull and it played Silent Night?
Well, we had a lot of little kids in the house, and somebody pulled it too hard.
Uh-oh.
So it didn't make it till I was an adult, but it was a sad day when it broke, but it broke.
Mhm. Yeah. Mine is a little reindeer that the kids could pull to play music.
Oh.
So, yeah.
And these are really warm memories. They're just things, but they're not. They're, the things in and of themselves are not necessarily costly things, but this is what makes it real for you. And I think sharing these stories of, with your kids, why is this important to be out? What does this story mean to me? That kind of gives them a sense of something too, and find out what makes Christmas for them. I don't know if my parents ever really knew about the ball and how important that was for me until the day it broke. But, find out what is important to them too. And especially if your grandma, you got grandkids coming in, you really want to know what's important to them. This is a special time for them.
Right. And I think you said something that was really, really important there is you may have the stories playing in your head, but you said you want to share the stories with your kids.
Yeah.
Because that's part of the tradition, but you've got to verbalize that so that they learn it and then they are able to carry it forward with them.
Yeah, because you may give them something that to you means is the most precious thing. And you're talking about going through your ornaments, and you may be giving, this is the most precious thing I can give you, and to them it doesn't mean anything. But you tell them why this is important to me, and especially as they're growing up, find out what are the things that are really important to them, so that we don't do the hope chest thing anymore. But when they have their first Christmas on their own, you can give that to them and say, here, I'm going with you. Here's a little piece of me. You're independent. You're on your own. I want you to do that. But here, this can continue to be Christmas. Because that first Christmas you're on your own, it is kind of like, okay, so you've been part of family Christmas so much. And this is, I'm talking about, a young kid, but it could be after a divorce. It could be after a death. You're really recreating, who am I right now? Mm-hmm. And so having that little piece of, here's my past, here's my family I get to take with me. This is something important to me. And maybe that thing that's really important to them means, oh, I just picked it up one day. I thought it was cute, to you. But knowing what that thing is, that could be like the most meaningful thing to take with them.
Right.
And, I think we miss a lot of that. We get caught up in a lot of the other hullabaloo of presents and parties, and not that those things aren't important, but it's the heart. To me, the holidays is more about the heart connections than the other. And so what is it where you're connecting with somebody else's heart? That's where you want to really hit.
Right. So to wrap it up, when you think about the holidays, what's the most important thing to you during the holidays?
I think I just said it.
I think so too, but really... I wanted to give you a chance to say it.
It really, it's about spreading love and joy. I mean, that to me, regardless of, it's a Christian holiday, and certainly we are mostly a Christian nation, but regardless of where you stand there, it's a holiday about love and joy. And that's what we're here to do, is to spread some of that. And so whether it's, being with somebody on Christmas that would otherwise be alone, whether it's spending time with family, kids, friends, there's so many ways that we get to celebrate the season. And ultimately it's about connecting with the heart, and it's not just how many gifts do I have to buy.
Right. I like to say it's about people and connecting with them more than the physical things that we gift to others.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. This has been great, and I really like the idea of doing your decorating around stories and then sharing them with the kids. That's so meaningful, because really what you're doing is you're creating those holiday traditions and then teaching them so that they can take them as they build their own families. It's perfect, Jeanette. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day, and I want to thank all of our listeners for joining us today for this great set of holiday tips. I hope you enjoyed it and that you'll come back tomorrow. We've got holiday tips that we're going to be sharing all the way up through December 24th. And with that, this is Tina Gleisner at Home Tips for Women signing off. Have a wonderful holiday, everyone. Jeanette, I have to thank you. I'm thrilled with the holiday tips you've shared with our listeners today. I especially love using a theme that can be different depending on which room in the house you're decorating, and to also share the stories. So just so people who want to follow up, some people may not realize it, but Jeanette is known as the Color Whisperer. Can you just please let people know how they can find you online?
Absolutely. I've got a website at thecolorwhisperer.com, TheColorWhisperer. There's a great newsletter there they can sign up with, and I'm also on Facebook, and I'm on Facebook at The Color Whisperer as well, and they can reach me there.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jeanette, for sharing this time with us. It's greatly appreciated, and I hope everybody found at least one terrific nugget to take away and make your holiday a better time this year and forever after. This is Tina Gleisner at Home Tips for Women signing off for today's holiday tips, and hope to see you back here. We're sharing one new tip each day through the 24th of December. Thank you, and have a wonderful holiday, everyone.
Thank you for joining us today, and we invite you back tomorrow for another Savvy Holiday Tip. Be sure to grab your free gift at SavvyHolidayTips.com. That's SavvyHolidayTips.com.